You know, kid, you don't look so good. What's this? A joint?
Do you remember Cartoon All-Stars to the Rescue? It was a 90s animated special that featured characters from 10 different cartoon franchises in a crossover event aimed at promoting anti-drug messages to young viewers. The program was simulcast on all major television networks and reached an estimated 34 million viewers in the United States alone. Despite its initial success and cult following, the program also faced controversy and criticism. Was it even effective at reducing drug use in America? This is the story of Cartoon All-Stars to the Rescue.
Our country was threatened by an epidemic of drug abuse.
Drugs and alcohol can ruin your life.
They're killing our children.
There's no moral middle ground.
Stay away from drugs and alcohol.
Drugs are menacing our society.
Just say no.
Just say no.
Just say no.
Just say no to drugs.
Saturday morning, the networks will be making television history.
Every young person in the world join the Just Say No to Drugs Club.
20 million children are expected to watch Cartoon All-Stars to the Rescue, an animated anti-drug special.
Produced in 1990, Cartoon All-Stars to the Rescue was a special animated television program that brought together beloved characters from various franchises to promote the Just Say No anti-drug campaign to young viewers. The program was simulcast on all 4 major networks: ABC, CBS, Fox, and NBC, serving as a representation of their Saturday morning cartoon lineups. The aim of the show was to raise awareness about the hazards of drug use among children and adolescents in the United States.
You know, for $10, I could score us some crack.
Oh yeah, crack!
Getting into drugs and being high is a stupid thing to do.
The Just Say No campaign was an anti-drug campaign that was launched in the 80s during the Reagan administration.
I'm Captain Lou Albano talking about drugs. Kids, don't be afraid to say no. Anyone that asks you to use drugs is not your friend. Drugs can and will kill. Remember, don't be afraid to turn to your priest, your rabbi, your minister, your moms, your dads, your teachers, because drugs can kill. And if you do drugs, you go to hell before you die.
As President of the United States, Reagan saw firsthand the devastating effects that drug addiction and crime were having on communities across the country.
1 in 18 high school seniors smokes marijuana daily, and then there are the occasional users which account for...
Get this through your CPU, they don't care about statistics.
He believed that drug use was not only a personal health issue, but also a societal problem and a threat to national security. He believed that drug trafficking and drug-related crime were undermining the social fabric of American society.
This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Furthermore, Reagan was a proponent of conservative social values and believed that drug use was a moral issue that required a strong stance against drugs and drug users.
Who taught you how to do this stuff?
You, all right? I learned it by watching you.
He believed that drug use was a sign of moral weakness and argued that the best way to combat it was through education, prevention, and law enforcement. His administration's effort to combat drug use included the Just Say No campaign.
Davey, wanna try something? Hey, come on, man, leave him alone. Come on, try it, baby. I don't like this. Try it. Come on, take a hit.
No thanks.
Kid's gonna be alright. If someone offers you drugs, what is it with you guys? Just say no.
The slogan, Just Say No, became a rallying cry for the movement, emphasizing the importance of individual responsibility and self-control in the face of peer pressure. The campaign used a variety of tactics to spread its message, including public service announcements, school programs, community outreach initiatives, and a Saturday morning cartoon.
I'm listening to you kids that are using drugs and thinking about using. So remember, don't, or else. Okay?
On Thursday, April 19th, 1990, in the Capitol building, Senator Joe Biden called to order a special joint hearing where he announced, "Today we will see unveiled here the newest weapon in our fight against drugs. This new weapon is not a naval carrier group or a new prison. It isn't a $1 billion research program for cocaine-eating caterpillars. It is something more powerful than any of those things. It is a cartoon." In 1986, the executive directors of the Television Academy came up with the initial idea idea for an anti-drug cartoon, driven by their belief that the organization had a responsibility to leverage its resources to take a firm stance against drug use. Former Academy President Richard Frank went on the record saying, "The problem of drug use is pervasive in our society, but so is television. Wherever there is an influence of drugs, there is an influence of television. Cartoon All-Stars to the Rescue will inform an estimated 20 million children. It will get its message across using an entertaining format that children favor and characters they love."
Saturday morning, the networks will be making television history. For the first time ever, ABC, CBS, and NBC will all broadcast the same entertainment program at the same time. 20 million children are expected to watch Cartoon All-Stars to the Rescue, an animated anti-drug special.
The idea was to create a piece of media that would use popular cartoon characters to reach children and teach them about the dangers of drug use.
The program will be aired without commercial interruption and is an historic co-production of the Academy of TV Arts and Sciences, the network's individual companies involved, and McDonald's.
Financed by Ronald McDonald House Charities, the special was a joint effort by several major animation studios, such as Disney, Warner Brothers, and Hanna-Barbera. And the cartoon characters used in the specials were crossed over from 10 different franchises.
Cartoon All-Stars to the Rescue boasts some of the most famous cartoon characters of all time, united to help their human fans fight drugs.
You in, Michael? You don't want to be left out, do you?
Among the participants, Elf, Winnie the Pooh, Kermit, the Chipmunks, Smurfs, Bugs Bunny, and Garfield.
Michael needs our help. Then let's help him.
Yeah, come on, let's go.
In a rare move, the various character owners licensed them freely due to the public service aspect of the special. Tom Swaile and Dwayne Poole embarked on a daunting challenge of crafting a script that not only effectively tackled the issue of substance abuse, but also appealed to a target audience of 5 to 11-year-olds.
Cartoon All-Stars to the Rescue focuses attention on the perils of peer pressure. It's predicted that an impressive 2/3 of American children under 12 may be tuning in.
Drawing inspiration from the classic tale of A Christmas Carol, Swaile and Poole structured their script around the journey of Michael, a 14-year-old drug user who is taken on a tour of his past, present, and future.
It's me. This is my future?
It is if you don't get off those drugs.
By a cast of all-star characters serving as his mentors and guides. Through his journey, Michael would be shown the detrimental effects of drug use and the negative impact it will have on his life if he continued down that path. The script itself took 6 months to complete, during which time input from psychologists, educators, and substance abuse experts were carefully considered to ensure its accuracy. The animation for the show was outsourced to Wang Film Productions in Taiwan, and remarkably, the entire process, including voiceovers, music, and sound effects, was only completed in just 8 weeks. However, despite the tight deadline, the show was still undergoing editing just days before its scheduled airing. Before it aired, the special was relentlessly promoted, but marketed the crossover as the selling point and underplayed the anti-drug angle.
This Saturday,
What's up, Doc?
join Elf, Garfield, Kermit, and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Cowabunga, dude.
Plus all your favorite cartoon characters as they join forces to help keep kids off drugs.
Why don't you just say no?
Don't miss this once-in-a-lifetime special.
You're excellent just the way you are, without drugs.
The Cartoon All-Stars to the Rescue, Saturday on Fox.
The 30-minute show will be broadcast on nearly 1,000 television stations in the United States, Canada, and Mexico, including the Disney and Nickelodeon cable channels and Fox Broadcasting Company. And another bit of history, it will be the first time that cartoon characters from competing animation studios appear on the same program.
But finally, on the morning of Saturday, April 21st, 1990, the special aired. Cartoon All-Stars to the Rescue was simulcast on CBS, NBC, ABC, Fox, Telemundo, Univision, the Disney Channel, USA, Nickelodeon, BET, Lifetime, TBS, and TNT. Cartoon All-Stars to the Rescue was watched by an estimated 34 million viewers in the United States alone. The special opened with an introduction from President George H.W. Bush, First Lady Barbara Bush, and their dog Millie, where they said a few words about drug safety before starting up the main feature.
Cartoon All-Stars to the Rescue is the powerful story of a teenager dealing with drug and alcohol abuse.
Some of your favorite cartoon characters will help you understand how drugs and alcohol can ruin your life. So watch the program. Talk about it with your family.
and make the right decision. Stay away from drugs and alcohol.
The storyline of the program followed the experiences of Michael, a teenager who was using marijuana and pilfering his father's beer.
That's funny. There's a couple of beers missing.
Oh, honey, you probably drank them watching football last night. Who else would take them?
Well, I'm gonna start cleaning out the garage.
Leading to changes in his behavior that alarmed his younger sister Corey and their parents.
Are you feeling okay? What's wrong with your eye?
One morning, when Corey's piggy bank went missing, her toy characters came to light and collaborated with her to search for it.
Huh? But Kermit will wake up Corey.
Sheesh. I hate when that happens.
My bank! Someone took my bank!
All right. There must be 20 bucks in here, easy.
I can't believe it!
Upon finding it in Michael's room along with his stash of drugs,
I'm just looking for... Is that my piggy bank?
I told you to stay out. It fell. I was just trying to fix it.
Is he kidding? It fell from my dresser into your room? You took it. And what's in that box?
None of your business. And keep your hands off.
What's all this for? Either someone's conducting a major chemistry experiment, or this is a serious no-no.
Toto, something tells me we're not in cartoon territory anymore.
they worked together to stage an intervention and took Michael on a whimsical expedition to teach him about the risks and consequences of drug abuse. Throughout his journey, the Cartoon All-Stars showcased the dangers and realities of drug abuse, while Michael was hounded by Smoke, a malicious symbol of drug addiction dressed in a business suit.
Yeah, that's it. Do it. Makes you forget all about your sister and her stupid piggy bank, doesn't it?
Yeah, this stuff's pretty good, but I got something even better. Latest thing.
Now that's cool. Mikey, you gotta try this.
The program concluded with Michael and Corey confronting their parents about Michael's drug problem.
You don't have to quit on your own. Talk to Mom and Dad. They'll help. I'll help.
Listen to me, Mikey.
I think I've listened to you long enough.
Hey!
Come on, sis. Let's go talk to Mom and Dad.
After the show premiered, it was never aired again. There's been a long-standing rumor that the reason the special has never re-aired is that Garfield was used without Jim Davis's permission, and Davis threatened to sue if the special ever re-aired.
Ladies and gentlemen, Garfield and friends.
However, Mark Evanier, head writer of Garfield and Friends, debunked the rumor on the Cartoon Research Facebook page, writing, "Jim knew all about the special. He okayed Garfield's participation and approved whatever had to be approved. I believe the original plan, which got all the various copyright holders to agree to let their characters participate, called for a limited airing. Shortly after the airing, McDonald's released a VHS home video edition of the special, distributed by Buena Vista Home Video. Something interesting is that on the official poster and VHS cover, Smurfette can't be seen, even though she never appears in the special. Also, Pooh first appears as one of Corey's stuffed animals, but at the end of the special, he returns to a poster hanging on the wall in Corey's bedroom. Despite its noble intentions, Cartoon All-Stars to the Rescue garnered mixed reviews and faced criticism for its overly forceful treatment of the subject matter, as well as for the inclusion of certain characters that some felt were unsuitable for a children's anti-drug message.
What's happening to me?
Are you okay?
Huh? Now I'm seeing ducks? Oh, man. I gotta get off of these drugs.
Drugs?
Cartoon All-Stars to the Rescue is currently not available to stream, rent, or buy, but I have restored it and made it available in its entirety on my sister channel, the Rare Media Archive, link in the description. It's difficult to say definitively whether Cartoon All-Stars to the Rescue was effective at reducing drug use. While the program was well-intentioned and aimed to promote anti-drug messages to young viewers, there is limited evidence to suggest that it had a significant impact on drug use behavior.
It was my first time. Honest. I'll never do it again.
What's up, Doc?
Huh?
One study published in the Journal of Drug Education in 1992 suggested that the program had a modest impact on viewers, but the sample size was small and the findings were not conclusive.
Excuse me, but why didn't you tell her?
Pooh!
In the years since its initial broadcast, Cartoon All-Stars to the Rescue has become something of a cult classic and remains a unique piece of 90s pop culture. I visited a few nostalgia forums to see what the community said about the special, and one commenter said, "I think the whole thing was a brilliant idea. I've seen this back in elementary school and loved it. I praised the special with all my heart." And another said, "If I had seen this as a kid, I probably would have grown up thinking it was a weird dream I had." With another saying, "It was like surprisingly uncomfortable hearing Simon the Chipmunk explain what marijuana is."
What's that funny smell? I hate to suggest this, but my guess would be marijuana. An unlawful substance used to experience artificial highs.
Personally, I used to rent Cartoon All-Stars to the Rescue from my local video store. The VHS cover alone was enough to get me hyped, as it was essentially the first major cinematic crossover of my life. While watching it, I remember feeling uneasy and being aware that I was hearing things that my parents probably didn't want me to hear about. I was afraid I was going to get into trouble for knowing what marijuana is. I remember some of my school friends thinking this special was saying that drugs were a way to hang out with cartoon characters, hyping up the cool factor of drugs. Later on in college, my friends and I did a nostalgia night where we all watched it again together and had some laughs over how cheesy and heavy-handed it all was. Now, looking back, I realized that college was my own personal crossover, the last time all my favorite people and I would ever be in each other's lives at the same time. My real life all-stars.